Okay, so hello and good evening, everyone. Is I'm audible? Is I'm audible to all of you? So those who are in the session, just quickly just say hello, hi in the chat box so that we can start today's session. Okay, let's wait for another 1 or 2 minutes, then I'll start. Okay then. So first of all, many congratulations to all of you who have successfully cleared the stage two. Now you are going to appear for an interview, which is another crucial and important part. And here, your personality and personal skills about this RBI and its working is going to be tested in the interview, right? And this time they are going to conduct the interview in the offline mode, right? So here at Grade B, we are going to make sure through offline or online, whatever the mode we are going to conduct, we will try to ensure that you should get the best marks in the interview, the personal interview test examination, right? And as your interview is of 75 marks, it is having great importance, and it is also going to be a decider to be in the list or not to be in the list, right? So what we are going to do is, we first of all, I mean, what I am going to provide all technical part in the sense, first of all, what kind of the technical question they are going to ask related to economy, related to functioning of RBI, right? What is happening in the international relations and how it is going to impact overall global economy, Indian economy, and central bank. All these things I am going to cover, right? So all these issues I am going to cover, and time to time I am also going to provide certain inputs in your paid channel, which we Ashok sir has created for use dedicatedly. So I'll also share some inputs, and within 2 to 3 days I will give you the list of the issues on which you can start preparing, because there is a possibility of questions from that area, right? So in that way I'll cover the economy, global issues, all these things I'm going to cover, first thing. Second thing, when I'll go for one to one, right, one to one, the interview, one to one interview. So generally, if anyone who is here who is a part of me, if any of you have did the interview with me earlier also, so what I do generally, first I'll take the interview. Okay, on the basis of your performance I'll provide certain inputs, and I'll also recommend you certain things with respect to your biodata, and you have to prepare on those things, right? Then again I conduct one more session so that you can check your progress, whether you have progressed or not, or what certain inputs are required further in order to improve your performance, right? So in that way I'm going to take one interview and one to one session in order to help you. Fine. So this is what I am going to provide you. Whereas Ashok sir, along with me, is also going to be part of the interview thing, and he is. You, all of you know that the kind of experience he have about this exam. Okay, so his guidance will be also there. So in that way, we are going to help you overall. And before proceeding further, if you have any doubt or question in your mind, please ask me, then I'll proceed further. Any doubt or question in your mind? Venkat, how are you? No issues, Venkat. If you are not able to clear this time, there is always an opportunity to come back and come back strong, right? So, go through those classes, right? Try to find where you have committed the mistakes, work on those mistakes, and come back strong. I'll be always available for help if you want, right? And Venkat, I think you are from Hyderabad, है ना? So let's see an opportunity. We will meet you. How's BCom honors? Sri Hari Tripathi, how is BCom honors and SBIPO as a profile? BCom honors and SBIPO as a profile is a strong profile, good profile, and you can expect very good questions from the interview board because you are already working in bank. So they are going to have a good expectation. Means, see, one is you always going to have an advantage because you are already proven talent. You are working in a bank. You know how bank work, right? So there is one edge, fine. But at the same time, they will also expect some quality answers from you, right? So it is kind of double-edged sword. If you are coming from a very good profile, it is always a double-edged sword. Means you can go for good benefit, but if your answers are not up to the mark, you are not able to, they that maybe get disappointed, right? That maybe get disappointed. So that's why you have to go for at least whatever is your job profile, like in bank, whatever the portfolio you are handling right now, you must have the knowledge of that portfolio properly. One thing. Another thing, maybe some person who is in the interview board, he is also from BCom. So maybe he is going to ask some very fundamental question related to BCom, accounting, and all. So that must be answered. They are not going to deep inside, but they will ask the very fundamental questions regarding that. So you must have to answer, right? So this is about this BCom and SBI PO profile. I joined in April 2022, mainly focused on NPS recoveries. Yes, so NPS recoveries related questions will be there, importance of NPS, all these things they are going to ask you. And sometimes the interview board is going to be like that, they will anticipate you already have prepared regarding that background. So maybe they are going to ask some other questions. Means, see, what we are anticipating, maybe they already anticipated what you anticipated. So maybe they are going to change those things, right? So when I'll interact with you in the one-to-one direct interview kind of the thing, I'll discuss in the detail. Okay. Any other question? NPA recoveries, yes, NPA recoveries. All the recent related updates, you must know about that, right? And one more thing, for example, government was preparing to introduce a bill in the parliament, though government has not notified any amendment bill related to public sector banks. But there is continuous rumors in the newspaper till then yesterday. Government is maybe going to introduce to privatize, right, the public sector banks. So all these things they are going to us. I'll discuss all those things with all of you. Okay. So basically, there are two type of the questions they are supposed to ask in the exam. One is question related to what? Technical question. I called it as a technical question. So that technical question will be from economy. Basically, in the economy, they are going to focus on what? Central bank and its function. And what I'm anticipating this time, most of the time during the interview, the questions will be from central bank itself. Why? Because what the situation we are facing right now, not only in India but at global level, central banks are in the flashpoint. Right, central bank are the flashpoint of the economic situation all over the world. Rising inflation, taming those inflation, and inflation caused or whatever the course of action they have taken. Then the after action, like US central bank has increased the interest rate in order to tame the inflation, and its impact on Indian economy, balance of payment, current account deficit. So all these things related to central bank is now in the news all over. So this time most of the questions are going to be like with the central bank only. This is my anticipation, right? Because it is remain in the news since last 3 4 months especially, right? So you can anticipate more questions from that area itself. Apart from central bank, the other possibility of the questions will be of balance of payment and fiscal policy, right? Fiscal policy in the time of rising inflation. So all these three important topic for this time of the interview. Apart from that, I'll continuously going to share many other topics or possible areas from where question can be asked in today's 18th. So by 20 or 21st, I'll share in the group कि these are the certain topics you can prepare, right? You can focus on that thing, and if it is possible for me, I'll try to provide some inputs also. First, I'll give you the certain topics. These are the topics you must read, and if possible, I'll also provide certain source, like this is the good article. For example, yesterday in the economic times, gig economy, right? So they have wrote a very beautiful article on the gig economy on the last page of the economic times. It was a wonderful article about each and every aspect of the gig economy. So maybe it's not going to ask a particular question from the gig economy, but once you know the gig economy, then it is going to give you more confidence. If the question is going to be asked on the gig economy, I'm able to answer. So that also a very good point. Once you know that these kind of the question can be asked in the exam, and I already know that, so that give a lot of confidence. Okay, so technical questions are basically economy, finance related questions, and other kind of the question related to biodata, right? So whatever is in your biodata, for example, certain students say, sir, I'm also preparing for the UPSC, so should I mention that thing or not? So I'll let you know in the one-to-one session. I'll let you know how to handle that question, right? If they are going to ask you are you preparing for the UPSC, should I say yes or should I say no? How to handle this kind of the question? Number one, certain students are there कि they earlier prepared for the UPSC exam, but anyhow unfortunately they are not able to crack it in first, second, third attempt. Now they are also looking for an alternative option, and they are looking for the RBI Grade B exam. So they fire this question कि you are not able to get selected, that's why you are choosing as a second career RBI. Is it right? Is it right? So how to handle this question? Another question they are going to fire on you with respect to the UPSC preparation, ki if we are going to select you and you are also going to be get selected in the UPSC exam, I know, means they are going to say that you are definitely going to leave the RBI for the UPSC, then why will select you? So three kind of the questions they are going to ask, right? So how to handle these questions? Number one. Number two, you have a gap after the graduation. You are going to appear in the interview after 3 years. So how to handle that pressure like situation? Ki what you did for the last 3 years, why you are not getting selected, what are the your problems, why you feel, why, what do you think, ki why you are not able to get succeed in last 3 years? Tell us. So such kind of question related to gap, related to other preparation, you are pursuing something, you want to switch your career from one field to another field, how to handle that questions, right? So sometimes students ask, sir, give me a one shot answer. See, there is no one shot answer is depend upon your personality, your situation, what is in your biodata, rest of the thing. Accordingly, we can suggest that this is most suitable answer for you. In certain cases, you can mention that yes, I am also preparing for the UPSC exam. In certain cases, you can tactically avoid that thing. Sometimes students, when I say introduce yourself, they start mentioning ki I did graduation from this, and after that I am preparing for the UPSC exam, also RBI Grade B exam, right? So the point is, if you are preparing UPSC for UPSC, students feel that ki my intellectual level is very good, that's why I'm able to prepare UPSC, because preparing for the UPSC is not a cup of tea for everyone, right? So what is a perception of the person who is going to appear in the interview? They feel that ki if I am going to mention ki I am preparing for the UPSC, it is going to give a positive impact, right? That maybe create a positive impact for certain people. They think that ki it is going to create a positive impact, but for me it is unnecessary. You should not mention on your own. If they are going to ask you, then you can say, yes, sir, I am also preparing for the UPSC exam. But right now, my primary focus is the RBI Grade B exam. Right. Until unless they are not going to ask, there is no need to mention I am also preparing for the UPSC on your own. If they are going to ask, then you can say yes or no according to the situation. But while introducing yourself, right, there is no need to mention on your own. Fine. Just mention that, ki, sir, I am focused with the RBI Grade B exam. Right. And because of the syllabus is having a lot of similarity, especially in that tier one level at an UPSC prelims exam, lot of similarities are there, specifically with respect to the syllabus of RBI Grade B economy and the UPSC exam. So that's why I also think over for that exam also. So this thing you can mention, but automatically it is not required you should mention, because RBI exam, RB Grade B exam itself is one of the best exam, right? After that, RB Grade B, what next? That is UPSC. So you should take that this exam, Grade B exam, as a top exam when you are going to mention this thing in front of interview board. This is the thing you have to keep in your mind, right? So in this way you have to introduce yourself. So how the biodata can be effectively presented in the interview board, we will discuss in the one-to-one session, right? In the one-to-one session, I'm definitely going to help you out how to handle that biodata part. Okay. So this biodata part and technical questions, they are the two things you have to work on it, and I'll provide my inputs for your help. If you have any other question, please let me know. Sir, when you are going to take one-to-one session from today's 18, either on 21st or 22nd, I'll start one-to-one session. I'll start this one-to-one session, so that I'll see your biodata. I'll let you know what you have to work on it, and After that, I'll conduct that interview also. So from 21st or 22nd, I'll start. Any other question? Venkat, that depends what you did in that gap. Means, for example, I did my masters in 2018, right? I did my masters in 2018. Now I am going to appear in the interview in 2022. And for after 2018, okay, after 2018 till then today, I am not doing anything. I am just preparing for the government job exam. So they are going to ask ki, why for a long time you have spent and you have not did anything just preparing, why this gap? So you can answer in this way, like ki sir, I completed my masters and then I was looking for the government job exam in 2019, and in 2020 I was not able to get any success. So I discussed this thing with my parents, and I just want to switch the field, but somewhere somehow I know that ki if I will work further, I can get an interview call and I get selected. But parents are also important part of our life, so I just conveyed this thing to my parents, and I got the full support of my parents. They told me that ki, no worries, if you think you can clear, then you should carry on. Don't look for such kind of things ki there is a too much gap. We are always here to support you. So with the grace of the god and with the great support from the parents, I decided to continue further. Despite having a failure again in 2021, they again give me the moral support, and I also worked on my weaknesses. And then, sir, I'm able to be here in front of you. Thank you, sir. So, this is the thing you have to answer, right? So, in that way, you have to answer them ki these are the reasons, right? So, there is no need to hide or no need to create an artificial story, right? Ki I was ill for a year or like that or like this, right? So tell them honestly ki this is the thing, right? This is the thing why I was having a gap, because I was not able to get any job. But in meanwhile, I was having the great support of my parents, and they just want to allow me to pursue my dream. And my dream is to be get selected in the RBI Grade B exam. This is the way how to answer. any newspaper any newspaper, I'm not going to say that ki business standard or the Hindu. Even if you are reading Hindustan Times or Times of India properly, it is good one. It's not like that ki you should go for particular business oriented. Because see, I do read the business line, business standard, Economic Times, Financial Express. I daily go for these four newspaper because I need those information, right? As a teacher, right? But the bottom line is, if a business standard is going to report that story today, maybe that story is going to be presented by the Financial Times tomorrow in the same way, right? So it is just a difference, right? And if you will see the business paper and the normal newspaper, the business newspaper and the normal newspaper, they are going to add a lot of thing about particular companies performance and other things which is not required for you, right? Or any aspirant who is looking for the RBA exam. So whatever is in the finance and economy page of normal newspaper, it is also worthy in the business standard or such kind of newspaper. So my take is what ki whatever the newspaper you are reading, read it properly. Go through properly the finance economy page, try to understand each and every technical aspects of that news. Right. That is going to be more than sufficient. No need to specifically like कहने को मैं बोल दूंगा कि आप बिजनेस स्टैंडर्ड पढ़ो, इट्स अ वेरी नाइस न्यूज़पेपर, और बिजनेस लाइन इज अ नाइस न्यूज़पेपर, बट it's not required. Whatever you are studying means reading. If you are reading, Suppose Times of India. Continue reading that Times of India. Just focus on the economy and finance page properly. Most important in the RBI's website, their circulars, right? So their circulars are like very important. Time to time, RBI, whatever the decision RBI's have taken, they are going to mention in their circulars. And if that particular point of time, any recent report they have given, you can go for it. And if RB governor have delivered a speech, right, at particular event, right, so you can go for his speech, because in his speech RB governor or deputy governors, they are going to cover wide range of issues which is problematic for entire economy, or they are the crucial issue for the central bank. Right. So speeches, circulars, they are the most important part in the RBI website. You can go for it. If any report recently released, any report, you can go for that report. See, last 2 to 3 months circular are enough. Not going beyond that, because if you will try too much, you are not able to hold too much. Right. So try in such a way, right? Try in such a way so that whatever you are going to read, you are able to hold it. If you are going to read last 6 months circular, for example, I can say last 6 months circular are very important. But if you are going to read last 6 months circular, maybe many things are going to change, and you first thing you will get confused, right? Overlapping of the information. Number two, overlapping of the information, and many things you are going to lose because of the over information. Fine. So over information, misinformation is very dangerous. So 2 months, last 2 months circulars you can go through, right? And you can try to consolidate those circulars in your mind, the technical aspects of the circular, what they have mentioned in their circulars. Speeches and circular are more than sufficient. Right. Speeches and circulars are more than sufficient. There is no need to go for monthly bulletin. Either go for monthly bulletin or go for this. I feel that the speeches and circular are better than monthly bulletin. That is my personal opinion. Maybe some people will contradict me if you are going to ask this question to any other expert. Right, maybe contradict. They will emphasize, speeches are not as relevant as the monthly bulletin. But the matter of fact is, when the speech is given by the RB governor or deputy governors specifically, they not just discuss the problem part, right? First, they will discuss the problem part. Then, what is the present solution RBI or Government of India is trying to do? Whereas they also set the roadmap. For example, in today, what Nirmala Sitaraman said, she said that ki RBI want to ban the cryptocurrencies, right? So it's not government, it is Reserve Bank of India. And if you will go the speeches of governor, right, and deputy governor, they always are against what? The cryptocurrency. It is no doubt. If you will see the speeches of governor and deputy governor, they always having the negative thing for the cryptocurrencies. Now today in the parliament, finance minister has said that it's a RBI who want to ban the cryptocurrencies. Right. So in the monthly bulletin, you are not going to get this thing regarding their views on the cryptocurrency. In the interview, they are going to ask. So for me, tactically, monthly bulletin is not as important as speeches as well as the circular, specifically from the interview viewpoint. If you are going for the prelims exam, means like the tier 1 exam or tier 2 exam, then monthly bulletin is more important. Yes, yes. If you want, you can cover the June and July. In fact, whenever they will deliver the speech, na, they'll cover all those things. So act very smartly. Act very smartly in the circulars, whatever they have issued that circular, they are also going to cover in their speeches, right? And whatever they are going to cover in the speech, that is important issue, right? And that is going to be in the newspaper, right? At policy discussion platform, that is going to be there, right? So, for example, it is not the government who triggered the crypto discussion. It's not a government. It is the Reserve Bank of India who initiated that discussion. And from the Reserve Bank of India, it went to on policy discussion floor. Government of India is like eyes were closed, ear is being like this one. This is the approach of the government of India. It is RBI who's knocked that door, and then government open its eyes and open its ear. Okay, now we have to do something because it's creating a problem, right? So how RBI did that thing? RBI has not issued any circular, right? That thing came from the speech, and that became a point of discussion. Then government of India came with certain things in the budget, right? But entire thing is initiated by whom? RBI governor and deputy governors. So there are the certain things which cannot be mentioned in the records, which cannot be mentioned in the records initially because they are in the discussion phase. So you will not find those things in the bulletin or the circular kind of the thing. You will find in the speeches. Should I watch phase 2 videos? Whatever the topic is there and you feel any difficulty, then you can watch that videos. If you feel that you are having the proper knowledge, then there is no need to go for certain videos. Just let me know in the group what topic you want to understand. I'll suggest you. Yes, as I announced, just give me some time. I'm compiling those things. Just give me some time. I'll compile in next 2 days, and I'll definitely post those things in the group. You can get it from there. But if you want to focus, one is the inflation, right? Inflation, balance of payment, and fiscal policy. What I mentioned here, these are the primary issue right now, which is creating a problem for not only India but also all over the world. So these are the three important things, right? Second thing, one means now because government has not introduced any bill related to the public sector banks, right? So that is discussion is almost over. But apart from that thing is start doing these three things. The rest of the thing I will post in next 2 to 3 days. Okay. I need little explanation on the forex management. My dears, there is no little explanation for the forex management. It need a proper thing for the forex management, and I already planned for that thing. Uh, Actually, if you'll see, the preparation work is almost going on. So I'm going to create certain videos, right? And that videos will be posted at our channel, Crack Grade B. You can get those videos, and it is definitely going to help. So I'll give that thing the forex management, its impacts on current account deficit, what is capital flight, all these things I am going to cover. Just give me some time so that I can create those videos and we will help you. So okay then. So what I'll do, we will plan first of all in next 2 to 3 days. I will give you the list of the topics which you can start reading on those things. And in fact, like Mr. Maripi has suggested forex management explanation. So if you have something, you can mention there, right? I'll try to explain and I'll try to create a video if required. Okay. So regarding the one-to-one session and interview, we will announce shortly. Ashok ji will definitely going to announce. I and Ashok ji will consult, and accordingly we will give you the dates when we are going to conduct those sessions. Okay. So I'm winding this session, right? Keep preparing. If you have any requirement or help, keep posting in the group. I'll try to provide. Okay. So I'm winding this session. Okay. Thank you for your time. Good night.